Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Pascack Valley Forge and Farm. Today is March 30th and it's a gloomy day. It's about 45 degrees, which is a big departure from yesterday where we had high temperatures around 80. But hey man, that's just springtime in New Jersey. So we got some stuff we got to get started today. It's the end of March, so you got to start thinking about getting things in the ground now. So we got a few things that we want to direct sow into these beds, and I'm going to walk you through it. All right, so the first thing we're going to be planting out here today is beets. All right, I got a couple different varieties. I've got golden beet, I got Detroit dark red, and I got bull's blood. Beets have a wide temperature range at which they'll germinate, typically between 50 and 85. So this time of year is perfect to get them out here. In fact, you want to plant them earlier because as you get into the summer heat, at least here in New Jersey, the beets tend to have a tough time and the heat really beats them up. So it's really good to get them started early for your early spring crops. So something to know about beet seeds is that each one of these is actually a cluster of seeds. So for each one of these that you plant in the garden, you're going to get several beet plants sprouting out of it. I start by marking off 1 square foot in the garden. I use this little seed tray to help me do it because it's 1 square foot, so it's pretty convenient. Once I have that marked off, I start by making holes. I like to plant my beet seeds 9 plants per square foot, so these are about 3 to 4 inches apart from each other. Once I have them all made, I just drop one of those little clusters into each one. And once I have all the seeds planted, I just lightly cover them up. These holes are about 1/4 of an inch deep. I don't really want to go any deeper. And then I give them a good watering to make sure that there's good contact with the soil. So the next crop we want to get started at this point are radishes. So I got 3 different types. I got early scarlet globe, French breakfast, and giant of Sicily. So radishes are great because they grow really fast and they're really easy to germinate. Almost no effort required once their seeds are in the ground. So we're just going to find some space for them in here in the garden and we're going to plant some. I like to plant my radishes a little bit closer together than my beets, so about 2-inch spacing between holes for these. Again, I just make each one about 1/4 of an inch deep, and then I drop 1 or 2 seeds per hole into there just to kind of increase my chances for germination. Once they're all planted, again, I just lightly cover them with soil and then end up giving them a good watering just to make sure I give them the best chance for germination. Okay, so the last thing we're planting today is going to be carrots. And I have 2 varieties here that I've used in the past. I have the Pusa Aceta Black and Coral. The Pusa Aceta Black comes from India and it's been bred to do well in extreme heat. And also the Coral I've just had a lot of luck with, a lot of productivity, good sized carrots. So it's worked for me in the past, I'm gonna stick with it. I start by just making a series of rows in the soil, just by lightly dragging my hand over it. These are only about 1/8 of an inch deep. You don't wanna go too deep with carrot seeds. Then I just lightly sprinkle them in along the length of the row. Carrot seeds are notoriously finicky, so I'd rather plant too many seeds and have to go through and thin them out rather than end up with spotty germination. Once I have all my seeds in, I just barely cover them up with soil. We don't want to plant them too deep. Just cover them all up, and then I'm going to give them a good watering. Once I'm done watering them, I'm going to end up covering them up. I use B-frames. Some people use boards. I just use the B-frames. That's what I have. Carrot seeds are notoriously finicky, so you want to keep the soil moist because if the seeds get moist and then dry out, you're not going to get germination. There it is. There's 3 crops that you guys can get out there and direct sow into your gardens right now before we've even hit the last frost date, okay? And it's time to get going, guys. Time to start thinking about getting stuff into the garden now, all right? So start working on your transplants, start figuring stuff out, because we're about to turn that corner. It's gonna get warm out and it's gonna be game on out here in the garden. It's gonna be go time, all right? So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. I hope maybe you got inspired to plant something that you haven't planted before, try a variety you haven't tried before. So if you did like the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe, all right? And Just get out there in your garden, start planting stuff, and we'll see you for the next one.